I don't think I have a great interest in wandering over to the shed at the moment. 34 feels like 51. Bit warm to be going out there, I think.
Well, it's after 4 on Saturday, and the sky's angry, one little bit. But yeah, afternoon thunderstorm. This is pretty much what's predicted for the next 10 days. I think there's one day where it just says maybe instead of thunderstorm, but it's fine and sunny in the mornings, so the solar panels on the shed and the house have a chance to fully charge the batteries, and then it gets fine. 37 millimetres of rain yesterday afternoon. I don't know what we got today. But I think my regime for managing the solar panels charging at the house is fairly good now. The ones on this house, they have a bit of a struggle because this is where all the load is generally. So I think on a fine, fully sunny day, we can reach 100% on both systems by noon. But on a slightly less sunny day, the systems over the shed will be at 100%, but they won't be fully charged at the house. So there's a charging regime in place where if at the house it's below certain thresholds, it will draw from the shed. So the idea is that since the shed has got more chance of recovering if there's more sunlight, we draw down the shed to charge the house. And the settings we've got in there at the moment look to be pretty good. What I'd like to do is get some changes to the settings for charging of the shed from the genset, because at the moment there's just one generic blank setting where it says if you're at 25%, or if you fall below 25%, charge for 40% or run for half an hour. Run for at least half an hour. And normally, under no load at the shed, that will get you up to about 44%. Often the house will be drawing charge at the same time, so it takes longer to get up to 40%, or it doesn't get as high as 44%. But what I'd like to do is put in place a regime where overnight, if the genset is called upon to start before midnight, that means the house is really not got a lot of charge and it's been pulling from the shed. So if the genset starts before midnight at 25%, run it until the shed's fully charged to 100%. And if it starts between midnight and 3, say, charge to 80%, and after that maybe 3 till 5 charge to 60%, and then just back to the 40% regime. But I need to get the support people to give me some time to actually do that. Either that, or I've got to figure out how to program the thing myself, which I probably should do anyway, I guess. But yeah, I don't know how much rain we'll get today. It's probably a couple of months since I've wandered out of the rice factory now. But yep, so there's some rice out there drying. Looks like it's closed up at the moment. I should go out the back and check out the poultry. The pile of rice husks is accumulating again. But yes, we have geese. And a few geese in there. And I believe there's a few ducks as well. But yeah, this is, yeah, not a very nice gulag to be in. But I'm not in charge of running the shop, so it is what it is. Well, it's already Wednesday and it's another slow week, so got to come up with some sort of content, I guess, to pad this out. I mentioned previously that where that cable goes over the roof there makes me unhappy, and I prepared this to slide underneath that and then put cable ties through those holes to tie it onto the cables, so that will shield that from wear. And I want to replace those white cables in that bundle that runs from back of our house across to Dadding's house with suitably UV resistant black cable, and also replace the cutover switch at that end with an automatic transfer switch, so that when the mains power goes out, which are currently on that black cable in that bundle, the automatic transfer switch will switch it across to supply from the replacement for the white cable, which comes from the off-grid system in here. So I've written up detailed instructions for all of that, and then put them through Google Translate. So I got an Indonesian version out and printed that off, so that's been handed to Dadding. So this stuff will come about sometime between his farming duties. And while we're out and about talking about this stuff, I asked about the chain for the concrete mixer over here. As I said, I'd like to have that put back on and oiled up so that I can put that cover back on that I've fixed up inside. Now the chain for a long time was sitting over here, and I thought it must have just have been behind those boxes because the boxes got moved. No, the chain's gone. Disappeared entirely. So somebody's pilfered it apparently. So I need to craft up an email sometime to Indotara, the supplier of the compact track loader, and say, okay, we need a replacement chain for that model of concrete mixer and a replacement wiper arm assembly, because this one's completely cactus. It's, you don't notice there much, but when I wave that backwards and forwards, rust rains down. So yeah, and it doesn't even press against the window anymore. So that needs to be replaced. And we need to get Indotara technicians out here, because this thing up here, when I turn the ignition switch to the on position, nothing. Start position, nothing. So that switch is either corroded, or the relay that's connected downstream from that must be corroded, because we've got nothing. So this machine's dead in the water, has been for a while. And it's not a battery issue, because I've charged that up using battery charger. I'll do that again before we get it. Indotara technician here though. But yeah, so I've got to draft up that email sometime, and then put a Indonesian translation in there as well, and send it off and see whether we can get any sort of response. Not terribly impressed with this machine, I'm afraid. And this poor old tub on the hand trolley's finally given up. So I worked out the spec for a replacement tub. 1.5 metres around the circumference, 35 to 40 centimetres above the ground, or above the base of the tub rather. So if we can get a suitable tub and drop it in there, we'll be all good. Preferably a black UV resistant one, because I think UV would have made this brittle and ended its tenure. And jackfruit are plumping up nicely. There's lots of them here along the path. Yeah. Wonder how long before we get papaya. And the rice harvest has started over this back fence. Doesn't seem that long since that was planted. Yeah, well, little sparrows. This is where they're going to look for home nowadays. They can't get any joy over at the shed, which is good. Yeah, well, so it's Friday again, and rushes down upon me. Didn't take any video at all yesterday, but yeah, well, we've had 3 days without rain this week, or at least without measurable rain, because I do notice drops going past that camera up in the shed. I have that camera. Oh, hang on, focus. I have that camera view up on my TV in the lounge room most of the time, so I'll see the drops of rain falling past that, and sometimes I'll see that on days where the rain gauge measures no rain, so it's not a lot. Yeah, so we had 3 days without measurable rain, but we still had 90 millimetres of rain this week, so it's still fairly wet around and very high humidity, and you may see a few dragonflies zooming around. Yeah, so slow week, that's okay. I'll edit this down and upload it, and we'll see how we go.